Today I'll show you how to fit flares to px2, px3 ranges. First things first, you just need a few tools basically. Phillips screwdriver you can get away with, and just T30. Clip removers tools help as well. One of these bad boys. You can rip the clips out. They basically just unscrew from the centre. Unscrew the centre first, and then you pop the whole clip out. Just get like a flat head behind it. Pop them out if that's all you got, or one of those proper clip remover tools, and then just a T30 up the front. You need to pull all of them off, and the mud flaps. All the ones along here, and the back too. All these. Couple of them are Phillips screws in the back. Also these front three here. And then obviously the same on both sides. Yeah. And I'll show you how to rub them up next. So the flares we use are from Fully Equipped. They're real good because they are flexible, strong, and they fit well. They can come in painted colours ready to match your vehicle as well. Just be careful with the black ones because they scratch really easy if you lay them down on anything. In the box they just obviously come with all the flares at the front. Front ones that go on the front bumper, front guard, and then rear guards. And then they come with the front rubbers, and I call them rubbers, the rubbers that go on the edge of the flare and rears. This is basically the tricky bit, and this takes a bit of practice to get good at it. But I'll show you the way I do it, which I find the easiest. So what I do now first is basically sit down on a wee seat, make a wee table as well, which helps, and just prep the flare first. So this isn't essential, but I brake clean them and then give them a wipe down first, just to get any, I don't know, oils or anything off. Probably use prepsol or something like that too. And then they come with these, well this set does anyway, it's primer, but it's like an adhesion promoter. So you break them, don't inhale it because it reeks of chemicals. And then you just wipe it the whole way along this edge here where the rubber's going to sit. I do recommend doing the front flares first because they are a bit easier, just because of the size of them, they're smaller and the angles aren't as difficult. The rear one's just got a tricky angle on the gas, especially on the left hand side where the gas tank is, or the gas filler is. Makes it real tricky because it real sharp angles. Now I've got my wee table set up, I sit my flare face down, make sure it's something clean or like no dirt on there because it will scratch the flare real easy. Then what you do is basically you grab this is the tricky part. This is the first time I did this, it took me forever, so you know, you just got to have patience. But basically I sit the edge of the rubber along like that, pick off the start of it, and as it's hard to do, hold the camera at the same time, but as I'm using both hands to push it along, I can peel the this label off, and I just keep working my way along, until I get to the end. If there's a sharp angle or something, you have to use a wee blade and just put some little slits along the rubber. We don't have to, but it helps because it will mean it can go around a sharper angle much easier. But the fronts don't really need it, it's only the rear flare, especially that left hand side. You can see here I've started, so yeah, as I'm making my way along I just push the rubber, which is under, you can see under here, push it into the groove, and I just keep making my way along, and then as I'm doing that I can keep peeling it and then pushing it down and letting it adhere itself. And once you get to the end you just kind of let it get to the very edge, overlap. It doesn't matter if you cut it too long because then you can go back and chop it in the right spot after. You can use either scissors or a nice sharp blade. Yeah, kind of doing this to show how to do it. Like you've got to get that edge right over and tucked in. That's the key thing. If you don't have that, then it's just going to go floppy and not be a nice edge. So you can see there I've tucked it in good, and then I can keep dragging the film off. keep making my way around. I mean, the first time you do this, it's going to take you like over 10 minutes to do one probably, and then the second or third time you can start smashing them out real quick. I mean, it's way easier, like anything, I guess. Now this is the next tricky part. So what you want to do basically is peel the very edge of the tape off on both corners, like that, just a, I don't know, a few mil, 10 mil, 15 mil. And this is why you want good quality flares, because if you got cheap shit ones, they're just going to sit not in the right place, not going to be the right colour, just junk. So basically you want to place it 100% where you want it, line up the edge with the bumper, leave maybe a few mil, and then obviously all these holes need to line up in here. So what I do is I'll grab a wee plug and chuck one in there, just one, and that holds it, and then I can check, yep, she's all good, it's all square. I was going to say too, these here, they go in into the front bumper. You can put two in there, you can put three. This one's real hard to get because it's double skin there, so I just put two in the bottom. And these here are like what hold the flare on real sturdy. They're just like a clip, a clamp, and they hook up under here. The bit with the notch actually clips into the flare. So yeah, now that it's all, I'm happy with where it is, and just grab the wee tape, push it on, yep, she's all good. Doing this just means it's not going to get pushed into an odd angle, easy as that. And then obviously push all your rubbers on real good. Definitely use some prepsol or some cleaner or something on the panel before you put this on, because it'll help it adhere a lot better. And yeah, just like that. And you basically use that same technique to do all the other flares. And then, yeah, if it's a Px3, you've also got to pull the parking sensor out of here and pull the wiring through. It's too short, but what you do is get in there, use a wet clamp, you pull off, and then you get a bit more out of it. You can run a razor blade down here, and then you can, because it stretches, it ends up stretching like that. That gives it a bit more room. To pop the sensor out, you literally just squeeze those two apart, those two tabs, and push the sensor out from the other side, and then it all comes apart pretty easy. Onto this left rear side now. As you can see, I've cut some slits on the tight edges, on the sharper edges, and on the big long rolled ones. Obviously just the same as before though. Peel up some of the corners like that, quite a bit on these ones because it can be a bit trickier. That edge might roll over because it's so sharp, but it doesn't really matter. Just pick it like that, and then I slap it on, kind of roll it down. A couple of plugs. Another one there. Sometimes you gotta pull the plug back out. Just because it gets too tight. Voila! Last bit here too. The holes don't line up because you've moved the mud flap out. Just grab a 6.5mm drill bit and bang a hole so it's kind of sitting flat right there. Jam a clip in there and she'll be good. So she's all done. Looks a bit funny because it doesn't have big wheels on it.